Okay, and welcome back to the Mystic Syndicate and the Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition, Ambassadors to the Barbarian Kings, Episode 28, our homebrew campaign right here on our very own little stream. Once again, welcome. Thank you all very much for tuning in this evening. And for those people tuning in later, make sure to... if you are so inclined, make sure to hit that follow button. We would love to let you know when we go live again. This is not our only show. A lot of times we are doing Phasmophobia, sometimes doing New World. So make sure to check in with us from time to time. You can also check us out on our Discord server if you would like. You can see some of the other streamers that we game and work with on a daily basis. And before we get started, we'd like to give a big thanks to Anna B. Meyer for these beautiful maps that we get to use every week on our Dungeons & Dragons stream. She is a fantasy cartographer, and she makes these beautiful maps. And from what I gather, other people also use them and get to enjoy her wonderful work. So please check her out at annabmeyer.com. Visit her Patreon. And if you like what she does and you would like to help her continue her work, make sure to throw some change her way. I'm sure she would appreciate that. So I am your Dungeon Master, Brian. And with me, as always, is our intrepid band of adventurers. Shane, you want to take it away with some introductions?
Greetings and salutations. I am Cleric Apton.
I'm Athena Gray.
I'm Nathaniel Bowen.
I'm Phenom, a ranger.
Very nice. Okay. It seems like we were kind of like a little apprehensive on what's going on this evening. I was like, going, everybody okay?
He changed it up.
Who are you?
Who changed it up? Did I change it up?
No, Shane did.
Damn
Did
Shane.
it in like this weird
I am a vampire mouse folk now.
Transylvania.
Vampire mouse folk. That's
Cannot have the garlic. It gives me the indigestion.
I want to suck your blood. Blah, 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 blah.
I need new friends.
You need friends in the first place.
Oh, ouch. Oh,
I see how it is, Max. You've betrayed me.
Where's
oh.
my burn gel?
Me? What? I didn't even say it. What are you talking
That
about?
was Shane that said that.
I know.
Not the burn gel. Oh my gosh. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
It's easier to play Max for everything.
Hey, there you go.
What the hell?
Okay, so wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, it's great that you guys are back here with us this evening. Would anyone like to give the recap from last week?
We killed
Christy.
Misty.
Wait, was that? What was that? I guess
Trolls are
I'll...
dead.
Christy.
Or trolls are dead.
Okay.
I think he coughed and said Christy. I said we killed some bitches.
Okay, so well, I'll go ahead and do it just to bring everybody up to speed, which is fine. So the last time that you were that we had met, you were making your way through the Vesve Forest on your way to the Velvet Empire, and you had came across some trolls that were laying in ambush. You had defeated them. This is kind of going back like 2 episodes. You were able to defeat them and continue on your way. But as you were making camp for the night, you were visited by strange fey creatures, fairies of the Vesve. And one named Daphne had asked you to help them rescue one of their fey sisters, a fairy named Phera. You had followed Daphne and her band of fairy cohorts to the hunting camp of a group of trolls, of forest trolls, where you proceeded to wipe the ground with them and destroy them utterly. And that is actually where we left off last week. You had defeated them, but you had not had a chance really to do anything about that. But before...
Except get the arrows.
Right. So as you were approaching these trolls that you had defeated and getting closer and closer to the actual encampment, you start to notice something very strange, that there are little fairy bodies that are strewn all over the ground, all over this area. And as Daphne is flying with you, as you get closer and closer, you see her sort of shudder very violently and fall to the ground in front of you. And you now have all of these, there's probably about 15 of these fairy folk that are laying unconscious all over the ground amongst these destroyed trolls. And as you're, so what would you like to do?
Are they unconscious or are they dead?
From what you can tell, it looks as though they're dead, but you can't really be sure. You're not very familiar with fairy physiology. Yeah. And so, yeah, you're not really too sure what is actually happening with these fairies. But for just a few seconds.
Are they still glowing?
No, it looks as though they have lost all. Yeah, all.
I know this one. I know this one.
We have
You
to
gotta clap.
We have to clap.
Believe, Peter. Believe.
I do believe in fairies.
And
Harder, Peter.
Okay, so you're in the center of this camp now, and I need to know what you're actually doing. Like I said, you're stepping around these little fairy bodies that are all over the place, and it's a little disturbing, especially to you, Athena, being a woodland creature yourself, someone who is very attuned with nature in its in things that you've seen. This is really weird, and it kind of makes you it worries you that you're seeing this. But so right now you're standing in the center of this camp.
I'm gonna go and start looking for. I don't want to say looking through the fairies, but looking over the fairies, seeing if there are any alive.
They seem to be in some sort of suspended animation.
I'm gonna go ahead and yell that over to Daphne. No. Yes.
No, Daphne passed out. She's also amongst the ones who are at your feet.
Oh.
Oh, I thought she just.
I thought
fell
she
down
collapsed crying or something.
Nope, no. She shook violently and fell to the ground just ahead of you as she was flying towards the center of the encampment.
Does anything affect me as I get closer to the center?
No, it doesn't seem to have any effect on you at all.
We should look to see if there's anything around that's causing this.
Okay. Go ahead and make some... I don't think we have investigation, do we? Or is it just perception?
There's investigation.
Okay, yeah, let's do an investigation, because that's what you're going to be using to... So Nathaniel's got a 15, Athena got a 6, Phenom got a 20 natural. Damn, and Apton was able to squeak out a 16. Okay, very good. So, wow, these are all really good. Yeah. I think, Athena, for the most part, this actually plays very much into the story. You're literally just walking around picking up these little fairy bodies and trying to figure out why this is occurring. So you're not really paying much attention to the investigation. But Phenom,
am I collecting them, or am I,
you're actually trying to collect them and
gather them together?
Gather them together in one little area, so that you can kind of do something with them.
Maybe if we step out of the circle, they'll come back to life.
You can try that, but so Venom, you throw back this this pelt. It's a large animal hide, and as you do, you see a cage that's probably about that size. And inside of this cage, there is a fairy inside of it. And she looks to be in the same exact situation that all the other fairies that you see. I would like for everybody to make a perception check. Okay, cool. All right, so
No, it wasn't you
Okay.
this time.
Good.
Right.
I did better this time.
so you all did much.
Natural
I thought I got
Yeah.
the 3.
So yeah, so Nathaniel is still looking around the encampment, more interested in loot than what else is going on. But the rest of you are looking at this cage, and as you notice, it looks as though there is like electrical blue lines running through it and pulsing. There does not seem to be a lock on it, but there is a latch.
Magical.
Should we open it?
I think we should wait.
I don't know. Last time we opened something that was magical, where we got in trouble.
Well,
I'm gonna
I
go
don't know
ahead
about that.
I'm gonna pick up Daphne
I'm telling you.
and I'm gonna walk backwards away from the area,
Okay.
and that way maybe she comes back to life.
Okay, so you get about at the 25-foot mark, and she starts to stir slowly. And so you have a general idea that there may be some area of effect that this cage holds.
Okay, I'm gonna start then picking up fairies and bringing them.
Oh, I've already
Okay.
got them gathered.
Yeah,
I just
she-
run over to him.
Yeah, she's got
Oh.
And-
she has like an armful of these passed out fairies.
Yeah,
Like
I'll run
20
them
of
all.
them.
Run them all over to
Okay.
Upton to say
I was gonna turn them into dolls, but
what?
I was gonna turn them into dolls, but I guess I'll bring them over here so they can turn back to life.
Or
gonna do
hear me
that.
out. Hear me out. You
Go.
find somebody with a very sick, disturbing fetish and sell them the bodies.
Oh,
You mean Shane?
Don't kink shame, Brian.
Okay. So as Athena, as you walk over to and just past a little bit past Apton, you notice that these fairies start to stir, but they're very, very sluggish and slow in doing so, and they don't immediately take to the air. You can actually feel them kind of moving, and some are like grabbing onto your clothing and kind of holding on. But it seems that they are no worse for wear. And Daphne looks up at you, Epton, and says, "There's some sort of strange magic. Where do you see it? Did you find the magic?"
Looks like it might be a cage with some blue glowy stuff.
She looks around and spots the cage with the fairy inside of it, and you hear her gasp and say, "That's Phera. That's Phera right there. Can you free her?"
If she's the cause of the issue, should we be freeing her?
Well, no, she's our sister. We came to rescue her.
Why did you guys collapse when you got closer to her?
It has to be something to do with that cage. It has some sort of strange effect on the Fae.
Can I roll a bullshit test?
Sure, of
I can't
course.
remember what it's called.
insight.
Insight, thank you.
Yeah.
Bullshit, insight, same thing.
Bullshit. Inside.
Huh. I 100% believe exactly what she's telling me.
Yeah, you were sitting there looking right into her very large, like, Fae eyes and this little tiny creature, and you are like, I don't even know why I'm questioning her. She
But
is
how did we
obviously
get the cage open?
How far away is she from me?
she's
Or
like who?
No, the cage.
20 feet.
25 feet.
I'm gonna go ahead and use thaumaturgy,
Yeah, the thaumaturgy.
and it allows me to cause an unlocked door or window to fly open.
Okay. So you
Oh.
can. Okay, so you cast it.
Well, it's latched.
I move away from the cage.
It
at
is
this point
latched.
now.
Oh,
So you move away from the
So-
cage. I'm done.
He's gonna open it, and I'm in range. I'm walking.
well, it's
I'm
not
out.
locked.
No, it's just latched.
It's a
Okay,
latch.
so it should be able to be opened.
Yes.
So.
Okay, so Venom places the cage down on a stump, and you cast thaumaturgy upon it, and the
Wait, he picked it up?
yeah,
Well, I was the one that found it.
yeah, he was the one who found
I
it.
didn't know you picked it up.
He's
I didn't know you
hardcore.
actually touched it.
He's hardcore.
Okay.
So, yeah, he
Most of them
places it on the stump. Apton casts thaumaturgy upon it, and the latch flies up, and the door flies open. Nothing else happens.
I'm gonna go poke it with a stick.
The-
Alright, Steve, rolling.
The cage. You're gonna stick your thumb up its
Very.
butt.
Yeah.
Okay.
I walk over with a stick.
Okay, so what are you actually poking with it? Are you just poking the cage, or the creature inside of it?
The cage, just to see if something happens.
No, nothing actually happens at all. It just sort of moves slightly on the stump
Okay.
from the
well,
pressure
then
that you applied to it with the stick.
All right. Well,
It's
then I
still
go.
glowing?
Yes, it is still glowing.
I then do. Can I like do a perception or something to see if there's anything going on inside? That'd be an Arcana check.
I mean, you could go ahead and do an
What
Arcana
if-
check.
What if you get like it's like a bird cage, right?
All right.
Yes.
I don't know shit.
So what if you get like a long stick and I'll hold my hands out and then you dump the cage to
Oh,
You should
sweet Christ!
use
It's a
the-
cart.
Yeah, it's
use the stick to pick up the cage to let the fairy fall out into my hands. That way we don't have to reach in there.
Apton's gonna walk over there and stick his hand in the cage
Okay.
and pull out the fairy.
I
okay.
mean, I was gonna do that, but all right. Yeah, you do it.
Okay, so Apton, you walk over and pick up and put your hand inside the cage and grab Phera. And
Gently.
yeah, it's not like you. Yeah, and you walk
I
her.
want to make a ragdoll fairy.
Yeah, you don't need to. So yeah, you walk backwards until you get to about the 25-foot mark, and when she actually starts to stir, unlike the others, you think that maybe she has been incapacitated for a longer period of time, and that it is actually taking her a little bit longer to be able to rise fully. So at this point in time, the other fairies have regained the ability to fly, and they are flitting around, but they are keeping well away from the cage. And so right now you have like all these creatures flying around, and they're mostly buzzing around Apton, who is holding Phera, and Daphne is standing on your shoulder, looking intently at the fallen or stricken fairy. So what? The rest of you, what are you gonna do? Because right now Apton has his hands full, literally, and so what are you all doing?
Well, we saved the fairy.
Yes,
So now what?
Good bodies.
loot the
Blue
bodies.
bodies. Like blue bodies.
Once again, Athena has like, yeah, let's clean this up. Let's police this for goodies. So
Gotta police our brass, man.
that's right. That's right. So go ahead and give me some more investigation checks.
I don't do investigation.
16.
You do to now.
Oh, 20.
Oh, look at that!
Nice.
Okay, so very good. So Nathanius and actually all three of you are going through the packs and bags that these trolls were carrying. And all in all, you were able to come away with 55 gold pieces
Nice.
and 100 silver. And you also find a map case that has, it looks to be some sort of documents in it. Now, this isn't a map case from a civilized society. This is more like something that monsters would probably carry with them, but intelligent monsters, monsters that could actually be probably dealt with or possibly.
Is it the monster manual?
No, it's not the monster manual, but it
No, it's
does
Monster
have some.
Mash.
It does have some interesting writings inside of it. Does anybody here speak Goblin?
I think I do. Hold on. Where's
I
that?
speak squeak squeak.
Should we just like split the money up evenly between the four of us?
That is totally up to you all.
Well, that's I'm asking them.
I speak Goblin.
Okay, so
Nobody's answering.
Okay, we'll think about it.
So Phenom, as you are leafing through these crusty, nasty-looking documents, you see in this very rough-looking script, it is sort of like not really instructions, but orders for these creatures to go and collect fairies in the Vesve. It does not say what they are going to be, why they're being hunted, but it does give you kind of like a receipt of acceptance of this magical cage, which is used to subdue and entrap fae folk.
I put it in my bag.
Yeah. You're kind of, I'd like everybody to do, well, anybody who would like to do a arcane knowledge check, you may want to go ahead and do that now.
Arcana. I'll do that again. I don't know shit.
Okay.
None of us know shit.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, some of them are just a little bit too low to really understand what is it that you're holding. You just realize that what it is obviously magical, and it is obviously was created by some sort of creatures that are obviously up to some no good, especially
And
to the fae.
And this is the cage, right, that we're talking about? Yeah.
It's the cage.
Nothing else. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you can actually see there's like a rough drawing of the cage. Because you got to think, trolls are not specifically known to be like super intelligent beings. So it would probably be sort of like the children's menu at McDonald's. There's a lot of pictures. There's lots of pictures.
Mommy, I want that one.
Yeah. I want the cage that makes fae folk fall over dead or something
All
like
right.
that.
Can I keep the cage?
You will need to be able to put it in some sort of device or some way of being able to carry it so that it does not affect fae creatures around you. Go ahead and make one more investigation. Everybody can do this. Even Apton can do this.
Oh, thank God, Rob, you kind of saved us there. Please.
Okay. So, Nathanios, as you are actually like going around, looting around secretly, silently looting around and just pulling stuff in and out, you find this curious looking leather bag. And it seems special. And in such a way that when you open the bag, it doesn't seem to have a bottom.
I'm going to tuck it away.
Oh, okay.
Bro, fuck you. Come on.
Okay, that's the.
Well, I mean, he has to do a sleight of hand
Yeah, let's go ahead and do a sleight of hand on that one.
Please be low. I want
versus
to
our
catch your
perception.
ass super hard right now.
Okay.
Fuck.
Ooh, shit. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I don't know, guys.
Oh wait, hold on, Rob. You Google it. Oh, come on, please. Perception, be high, be higher. Damn it.
Okay, so Robert now has this bag, or Nathanios, I'm sorry, has this bag, and Robert, you just tuck it gingerly into your own bags and continue along your merry little way.
Anyone
Alrighty.
found something to put this cage in? No. Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at I'm gonna ask
Why you
Daphne.
gotta hide the back
Do you
of the
know-
building?
Do you know if about anything about this cage?
She says she's never seen anything like it before, but the material it's made from is very well known to the Fae, and that it's sort of it saps the power and actually almost will extinguish the life of Fae creatures, and it comes from mountains not very far away from here, but usually it's not mined. The gnomes in the region try to stay away from it because of their own Fey bloodlines, because gnomes have a Fey bloodline. So they try to stay away from these seams. But it looks as though other creatures, primarily monstrous creatures in Greyhawk, have found a way to be able to work it and turn it into some sort of imprisoning device.
So what is it actually made out of?
It is made out of a combination of iron and a thing called silken steel. That's what they call the iron, or the metal. It's called silken steel. Most likely you're not going to find civilized peoples wearing silken steel armor or wielding these type of weapons. This is something that only probably evil intent or evil intended
Barbarian.
creatures. Yes. So there you have it.
So what did the note say?
Oh, it was a contract for these trolls wanted to take the Fae from this forest, but it doesn't say what to do with after them.
Right.
Does it say who the contract is from?
Well, it's in Goblin. So.
Yeah, it is in Goblin, and so from what you can see at the very bottom of the document, it looks as though there is some sort of seal, but it is very. It seems like it was disturbed, and so you can't really read it well. But one thing you definitely notice is it looks as though it's a skull with horns coming out of the top of the picture, but it is kind of defaced. Probably it got wet at some point in time, and it got moist like brownies.
Damn those trolls.
Okay.
All right.
Do we know anybody that has
Yeah,
that
can I roll something to see if I recognize it?
You would need to roll a local or history. I'll let you choose.
I don't know shit. What was the other one?
Local, but that's not a thing in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
Do I know it?
Athena, you actually just know just enough because you've actually seen this before. You had seen this on the shields of the hobgoblins that attacked you along the road when you were heading to Barduk that time. Remember a long, long time ago?
So do you recognize
Where were
does
we?
anyone else recognize this symbol?
She's the one
They're
who
on the hobgoblin shield.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
And where
Alright,
was
so it
this?
may or may not be the barbarians.
This was on the road to
Barduk. Yeah, after you guys had left, after you all had left Critwall and you were making your way to Barduk, from Barduk you went to Chendal. So it's been probably
It
a
was
few.
before Chindal.
Yeah, it's been a few months. This was, of course, before Armos left your company.
So, do trolls normally speak Goblin?
Some can. Probably.
Okay, so that's not
one.
their main language.
No.
Okay.
They speak trolls.
Well, because if it was like the barbarians contracting the trolls and writing in the troll tongue, I would think that it could be the barbarians. But if it's not written in the troll tongue, then
Right.
no.
Okay. Very good.
Damn you, Rob. Why do you gotta...
Now, was there a cave next to us?
There is an actual it's a very very small cave, and it's like just enough that somebody could squeeze into to get out of the rain.
All right, I'm
How
gonna
many
go ahead
somebodies?
and.
Is it how?
Is the cage big enough to fit in there?
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
All right,
Ew.
so I'm gonna go ahead and stick the cage in there as far as I can and try to cover it up
Okay.
with some leaves or
Yes,
something. That way, nobody
Yeah.
else sees it and can use it.
Okay.
Yeah, since we don't have a bag to hold it in. Damn.
That's right.
Well, I was going to suggest, or you could just look like 25 feet ahead of us or something.
Yeah, it seems like a lot though.
No, but nice, yes.
Okay. So as you are finishing up with that Apton, you turn, you walk back, and you see that Phera is now conscious, and you see her. She spreads her wings and actually takes flight, and all the other the fairy sisters are kind of like twirling around her, protecting her. Obviously, she is somebody of some importance to them, but you're not really too sure exactly what. And once again, as you all you finish your searches and approaching, you once again approach these fairies. You see that the fairies part and Phera and Daphne are standing there in flight. And Phera finally speaks to you and says, "Thank you so very much for helping me and freeing me from that dreadful cage. I would like for you to be rewarded richly for what you have done on this day. Will you travel with us to our lands?"
We would love to, but we are on a quest of grave importance. Would you be able to move us further along after?
So,
Or is she talking about like somewhere in the woods, or is she saying we're going to go to the Fae, bring you with us?
make an arcane knowledge check.
Is she talking to just Apton, or like can we all understand her?
She is speaking in the common tongue.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody.
Because Daphne didn't. So
Yeah, Daphne didn't say anything this time. She's actually kind of taken a back seat on this. Okay, so Apton, you unfortunately have no idea exactly what she is talking about. Anyone else would like to give an arcane knowledge check, being that everybody heard what was said? Okay, so Athena and Phenom, you are standing there and you immediately understand what she is asking. Because their realm is not actually this forest. They come here in the forest to hunt and play and do all those sort of things, and also play tricks on people. What they're talking about is actually going to the fairy realm, which is different.
I knew that just because of all the books I've read
Right.
about the fairy.
I would say probably
well.
I would say Nathanios's 4 is really that he just didn't give a shit and he's just standing around like.
Yeah, he's just staring at the bag of holding.
Now you don't know that.
So
I know, but
I know that the
Back
fairy
on
realm
holding.
tends to run differently on time than ours.
Yes. Yes.
And I don't know that we would be able to make it back in time for our mission.
Well, at this point in time, your timeline is different because really the only reason you had a timeline was to get to Gildenham and meet your escorts. There was no time, there was no actually a time period that had to be met between you leaving Gildenham and you getting to the Queen.
But I don't want to go into the fairy realm and then come back and the war's been done for 5 years.
Years, yeah. That is true. That is true.
I said I know it runs differently. I don't know how far off it runs.
Right.
And
I mean,
we may
like,
be risking
YOLO,
a
though, bro.
very large time gap.
Right.
But
yeah,
at the same time, it wouldn't be our problem anymore.
yeah.
But Armos might be dead.
He's a quitter.
He's a quitter. Okay, so it's
And
really
I guess it doesn't matter then.
it's really up to you how you want to proceed.
well, I don't know what the fuck's going on because I just was hired to take you somewhere.
I'm
It's
not
Sure, if we can accept this this offer at a later time, or if it has to be now.
She looks to you and says, "No, that is fine if that is what you wish. Being that you've extended me this wonderful kindness of being able to rescue me, I would definitely not wish to put any sort of stipulations upon this." She says, "That is no problem." And she whispers in Daphne's ear. And Daphne turns and hands you it looks to be she waves her hands in the air, and as she does, there's a rip in the actual space in front of her. It's like a pocket dimension has been opened, and she reaches into this bright light, and she pulls out an hourglass that is probably it's almost her entire size. So it's probably about like that tall. So it's probably about 4 inches tall. And she hands it to you, and Phera says, "Clear Captain, all you have to do is turn this over 3 times, and one of my sisters will come to you, and when they do so, they will open up the portal for you to meet with us."
I say thank God, because if this accidentally tips over in my bag or something, it's gonna be real fucking awkward, man.
So what she does is she actually hands it over to you, but she actually lets go of it before it actually touches your hand, and it remains in place, just hovering in space in front of you.
So it won't tip over in your bag.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I will go ahead and slide this in my bag, and I will say, Phera, it is greatly appreciated, and we look forward to hopefully crossing paths with you later on in the future.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Fucking thuckatass.
I thought I'll put it.
We got a follow?
We did. It was so very kind. Yes. It is Mini Coopster 13. Thank you, Mini Coopster 13. Okay. So, yes. So you take it, and as you do so, you see Phera wave her hands in the air, and as she does, you see all of the Fae start to shimmer, And as they shimmer, they one by one, sort of like lights going out, just disappear until you're finally just standing there on your own, taking in the last of this fairy dust and magic as it slowly makes its way to the ground.
Well,
All right, boys, let's make camp.
that was dope. All right, let's go. Do shit.
We've only been awake for like 2 hours, but let's go ahead and make camp so I can get my spell slots back.
Well, okay, so are you going to actually make camp here in the...
No.
Okay.
God, no.
Okay, cool. Is there anything that
Do
you
a short rest.
want to do?
You're a tiny little mouse. We can carry you.
You'd have to carry me for 8 hours. Oh, well, 6 hours.
Okay, never mind.
Well, that's
you can-
possible for me.
He's got a
Possible for
bag
me,
of
too.
holding.
Okay, so
He doesn't know anything.
my character
we
doesn't
don't know
know
that.
it.
I'm sorry?
A bag of holding.
My character does not know that it's a bag of holding. That's correct, right?
Yeah, you just realized that it's weird.
Wait, it's a bag of holding? It's not just.
Yeah, it's a bag of holding.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so you
He's
really...
hiding it from us.
So you really don't have
Well,
any...
that's why.
Yeah, but...
Alright, I am going to. If I can find. Oh, there it is. I'm going to stealth.
Okay, go ahead and do so. And then everybody else...
Maybe not.
Okay, then other people can see if they... Well, Apton didn't see you do it. Anybody else?
I swear to God, if we all fail, I swear to God.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Thank God.
Woo.
Okay, so... Wow.
Oh, Rob,
So I
what
see
are you
it.
wanting to
Okay, so Athena notices that he just disappears. The other ones didn't really realize that he was even gone. But yeah, you realize that he's gone. You saw him sort of just blend in and was gone. Where the other ones did not even notice that he was missing. So you can bring that to their
Okay,
to them.
so this is a little funky. This guy's just disappearing on us.
Nathanios. The fuck?
I'm taking a piss.
Okay, so
Ah.
so yeah. So
Was that insight that we need to?
Yeah.
Do I have to roll anything to lie?
Deception.
deception. Oh shit! These people are like on the yeah. They realize
I don't know
that there's a
shit.
really good chance that you are not pissing somewhere. Yeah. Apton has this feeling that is not true.
He knows
I
you
do
lied.
believe you are bound by contract to be upright and forward with us, sir.
Yeah, what the fuck, my guy? You're my friend.
I'm-
What the hell?
I do not. Wait, was there even a contract? I thought I was just kind of placed there.
No, we were hired.
Like, I don't remember a
That's right.
contract.
We
That's
were
right.
hired.
Weren't you
We had
guys
contract.
waiters?
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, we were hired to deliver them, basically, to.
Yeah, but you're going like spooky, like stealthy here, and like could be trying to stab us in the back or something. That's not cool.
Yeah, Rob just
Maybe.
goes out on a solo adventure now.
Okay, well, really, you guys don't really have a reason to doubt what he is doing.
He's a rogue.
He
That's
is a
gotta be
rogue, and
That's classist.
that's kind of classic rogue mentality and activity. So, yeah, I mean, but you do have a feeling that he. So, Robert, did you roll a deception?
He
Yeah.
rolled persuasion.
I thought he said.
Yeah, no, it's deception. Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Christ,
yeah,
oh,
no, you still didn't beat
Well,
the mouse.
I know you're not taking a leak.
Yeah,
Afton knows you're not taking.
yeah. Apton has a feeling that you are not out there taking a leak somewhere. Everybody else really doesn't know. So,
No.
What?
got a 20, didn't I?
Okay, so what? How are we proceeding, guys? Let's get back onto the.
Enough of this cart shit. I will. So the ferry's already left.
Yes,
Yep.
the fairies
Okay.
have left the building.
We should
I'm
be
gonna-
on our way.
I'm gonna look at Phenom and say, I guess we will follow your lead since others have gone astray.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Since you're the only guide we have
And
left visible to us.
Yeah, and I start leading them. I start going back
Okay.
the way we came. To go
All
back
right.
where-
So yeah, you were able to backtrack out of this area and finally make your way back to the road. And it only takes you probably about 40 minutes to finally pass where you were camping the night before. What are you doing, Nathanios? Are you just are you stalking them or skulking to the
He's run away at this point. He's
Okay.
No, I just kind of hopped in the bushes. I want to do an Arcana check on the bag secretly.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know. Fuck.
You have no idea what this bag is about.
Yo, this bag is cool. I don't know what it is, but it's cool.
You have a generalized feeling that there's something special about the bag, but you're not really too sure why it's special. It's not something that you would readily have seen maybe in the past. You may have heard of them, but you don't know if this is actually one of them.
Okay, well, then I guess I'm going to make my way back to the group.
Okay. Yeah, so it doesn't take you long to catch back up to them. Are you going to reappear or are you going to stay in the shadows? It's easy enough to do because the road is flanked on both sides by trees.
Can I do the like Gene Wilder Willy Wonka thing and kind of like fall down and roll and be like, ta-da?
If you would like.
Yeah, but we didn't see the
Can you give us an acrobatics check on that just to see how that plays out?
Oh, hell yeah.
Nat 1. Please be a Nat 1.
Oh god, that
Please
would be
a Nat 1.
so funny.
That's just as good.
Oh, okay. So you go to pull this seemingly simple stunt, and you end up tripping on a root that is sticking out of the ground. And instead of tumbling properly, you tumble but then face plant in front of them. And you actually take 1 point of damage from skinning your face on the ground.
Can I do like that scene from American History X where he like curb stomps him into the
Oh my god! Why would you do that? No, let's try to keep the.
Wait, he's a mouse. Would that even hurt?
well, I throw 125 pounds behind it will. Anyway, so he trips, falls, we laugh and point and go, you're a fool of a whatever the hell he is.
An
Dwarf?
elf?
No, he's a dwarf elf.
He's an elf.
You're the full of an elf.
Okay.
And then continue forward.
Okay, very good. All right, so you continue along your way and your path. You travel for the rest of the day and actually run into no other people or no other creatures along the road. And as you get further and further north, make a perception check. You guys in your rolls. These are terrible.
I'm so bad right now. What in the world?
Okay, so Nathanios, you are making your way, and you are you're trying to keep an eye out on like every tiny little thing. And the one thing that you've noticed in your
After tripping,
yeah,
sorry.
After tripping.
After tripping, he's like, I gotta keep an eye out.
Yeah, I gotta watch out for those stray errant roots. What you do notice is that there are no sounds of any creatures in the woods. There's not even a sound of a breeze. Nothing. It is like dead silence here. And as you get ready to make your way around a bend in the road in a blind spot, ahead of you you see something hanging from one of the trees that is over the road.
Really
But
want
you-
to say something, but I can't.
You're too far. You're too far away to understand what it is that you're looking at, and it's too dark.
How far is
Or,
Let's see. Being that he has relatively pretty decent vision, but no one else was able to spot this except for him. It's probably about a good 25 yards away. Something is actually hanging from the tree that's hanging over the road. What's that?
I'm going to stop and tell the group that, hey, there's something hanging from the tree up there. And
how many?
I guess 20, 25 yards.
Yeah.
And I'm going to roll a stealth and I guess try to sneak up on it or try to get closer.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do the same. I'll tell them to stay, and then I'll do that.
Okay.
Oh wait, you said it's just up in the road?
No.
25 yards up.
25 yards out, there's something hanging from a tree, and it's hanging over the road. Because remember, the canopy that is stretching over the road, it's very thick and dense. So there you go. So yeah, you guys go ahead and stealth up, and as you get closer and
Muted, by the
closer.
way. You're muted.
Oh, am I?
No,
No,
Christy
I am.
was.
Oh, okay, good. I was like, going, man, I've just been here running my mouth and I've been muted. That would be awesome. I've done that before. We've all done it. Okay.
No, I'm muted to open my
Yeah.
soda.
Okay. So yeah, you all continue up, sort of sticking to the sides of the road, darting in and out of the trees, not to be seen. And as you get closer and closer, you realize that there is a distinct smell of death just ahead.
Reminds me of prom night.
God.
Where'd you go to school?
What happens when you don't bathe regularly?
Okay, and
So,
go ahead.
Can we? So as we get closer, can we recognize what it is? Like other than
Yeah,
just the smell?
yeah. You actually get to just probably within 15 feet of it, and you can see that it's not just one, but actually several elves that have been hung by the neck across this road. And they are like dangling above the road.
I'm going to look at Nathanios and go, friends of yours?
Wait, didn't we
actually-
sit?
Yeah,
Yeah, we stayed back.
Yeah, you guys.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, you
Okay.
guys
Yeah, we
stayed
stayed
Yeah,
back.
you
back.
guys didn't stealth. so-
Yeah.
I'm going back to the chat.
What?
Are they hanging from a tree?
Yeah, like
How high up?
they're probably about 20 feet up.
I'm
Okay,
going to climb.
And
said
there's
tree.
and there are 5 of them.
I'm going to climb said tree and try to cut them down.
Okay.
Come on, we've been through these trees before.
No, we've tried this tree thing.
Okay, so yeah, Nathanios, you're able to get up in this tree and lead.
Oh, hey.
Finally, someone actually could do
I guess the
something
elf
in
can
tree.
climb, the dwarf can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, the elf gets up there and does some pretty fancy footwork and holding on to these branches and is able to cut down these deceased elves. And so you, Apton and Athena, can now actually see what is going on, and you all can approach. So you see laying on the road are the bodies of 5 elves. They are all wearing leather armor, wearing cloaks, and it looks as though that some have quivers on their back. You see one has a bow strung across his back, and you can tell that they've been mutilated and were hung up here to die.
I'm guessing they're all below 0 hit points.
Yeah, unfortunately, they have been up here for a couple of days.
Are they like knighted cloaks or like rogue cloaks?
They're more like ranger cloaks.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks. If you go ahead and like just, I guess, do an insight or maybe an intelligence check. Just do an intelligence and add your intelligence modifier to it.
That's a. Did it do it? No.
Did
What
it
do I
not?
push? Do the savings throw? Or
Yeah, all you have to do, I think, is just click on. I think it's like right next to or right under the intelligence score. You can click on it. I think. It's been a while. There we go. Cool.
do I do it?
Yep.
Okay.
So, Athena, as you're looking over all of this, you realize that yes, these are definitely elven rangers that looks as though they had been ambushed. Because as you were looking around on the ground, make a survival check. Anybody can do this. Okay.
Ooh.
Cool. Okay, so actually Athena was the only one who got a high enough score on this one. Oh,
I'm
well,
sorry.
then there's Apton, who's like, oh, look, it looks as though there had been a scuffle here.
There was a firefight.
Kind of.
I finally made her watch that.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Just for that reference, I needed to watch the whole movie for that reference.
Okay.
Do I know any of the Dead Rangers?
No, none of these.
Do I know any of the Rangers?
No, it doesn't seem that you know any of these specific rangers. One telltale sign that it's definitely some sort of some evil intent. It looks as though all of their eyes had been taken.
Witches to use their
Oh.
eyes for something.
They've taken the eyes.
I wonder if it's the same witches that are sending.
Can I go ahead? Phenom, can you tell me who looks to be the highest ranking?
Like of the dead.
Yes.
What is that? The roll?
Just do a investigation.
No, I cannot.
No,
Okay,
unfortunately,
I'll
you can't.
try doing.
Okay. Unfortunately, you don't see any that are any different than any of the others. So you're thinking that this was probably a squad of rangers that were sent out to either just check an area or something like that, and they were set upon by.
There's 4.
5.
Would it be
Five of them.
bad to
So what I'm going to
check
do is go eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'm going to pick the second one from whichever way they're laying,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast Speak with Dead
Okay.
on him.
Okay. All right. So yes, it's a life intelligence. Of course, your until the spell ends, you can escort. Okay, cool. Right. Very good. Okay, so you go ahead and cast this spell upon that one fallen ranger, and as your spell finishes, you can see that the power fills the corpse, and it immediately it looks as though it takes on a semblance of life, but you can see behind its eyes is like a faint, cold bluish light, and it speaks in Elvish.
That's for you.
It speaks in Elvish, and so who else can? Well, I know Nathaniel can speak Elvish, and I think.
I do not.
Oh, okay. So only.
I might be able to
Surprisingly,
pick
I
up
don't.
some words.
Yeah, you might be able to pick up some words, but then again, yeah. I mean, there's a chance. Okay.
It's weird that I don't speak Elvish, that I've known these mountains.
Yeah, you've been through these mountains and through these forests for
Tatanka.
years, but you obviously were just too lazy to pick up the tongue.
Yes.
Or maybe the elves here are kind of they may just be
speak-
racists.
Yeah.
They didn't want to share their tongue with dwarves. So Nathanios, you hear the fallen ranger speak these words, and it says, "Ask your questions."
I'm going to look at Nathanios and say, go ahead and translate for me.
So, ask your question.
So first, questions, there's 5. Ask him, where was he going? No. What's the
Yeah.
name of the location he was heading to?
Okay. So Nathanios translates this over, and you hear him. And then this is being that it is a place of a gnomish place. It probably doesn't have an elvish name, so he actually says it, and he says, "Gildenhand."
He was heading to where we were going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What killed you?
He said. It pauses for a second, and in the Elvish tongue, it says, "Necromancers."
And I look all shifty-eyed going, wasn't me.
When
Speak with dead is a necromancy spell. Okay. I'm going to pull out a pen, a quill, and paper,
Mm-hmm.
and give it to Nathanios,
Mm-hmm.
and tell him he's going to need this to write this down.
Everybody roll perception.
God damn it. I'm in the middle of doing shit here, Brian. I perceived the shit out of that.
Yeah, he did. He dropped some massive perception out of that. Okay, so as this elf is telling you what attacked it, you hear something stumbling around and crashing through the woods just off to your left. And you can hear the breathing of something, but it's a high-pitched breathing. It doesn't sound like that of like an animal.
I pitched breathing,
Yeah.
I think I need you to demonstrate.
Hey. Save it for your OnlyFans.
Great. Yeah, you can share that in the chat. Okay.
That actually sounds creepy.
Probably. So as you hear this thrashing and crashing around, you see a let's see, actually, who sees it? Oh, okay. So Phenom and Apton, as you turn your keen ears to the sound of this, you see a hooded figure burst from the tree line and throw itself onto the road. Actually, it looks as though it tripped and fell onto the path. And it is trying to find its like a footing to stand back up, but it is finding it very difficult to do so.
Is it Is it alive?
Yes,
Or
it,
is
it
it like
looks to be
a
alive.
dead thing? Or should I say, does it look like it's a dead alive thing?
You're not really too sure. You are probably about 10 to 15 feet away from it at this point in time.
Athena and Phenom, can you guys check that out while we finish up here? Because I don't want us to lose our time on this.
Okay, so then I guess
Sure.
I'm
Okay.
going to ask
um,
Nathanios to ask for his and his comrades' names and where they're from.
Okay, cool.
And then he can write it down with the quill and paper I gave him.
Okay. Good enough. That will definitely work. I like this idea.
Brian pulling up his random name generator,
That's right. Why not?
making me make up fucking names for dead people.
Yeah, thanks
All
a,
right.
thanks a lot, mother.
You're welcome.
You're so kind.
they have to be Elvish too.
Oh, don't worry about that. Don't you worry. I've got
But
all.
you have to pronounce it perfectly.
Oh shit! Really? Are you kidding me? You guys are just like. So oh yeah, let's make the DM work a little bit harder. Why not? All right. So you know what I'll do? I will go ahead and post these in the that Roll20 chat for you, so that you'll be able to do that. Because I certainly wouldn't want to deprive you of of that.
Scheduled details.
And I'd like you to be able to pronounce the names, please, perfectly. And Elvish.
Wow, really? You're just so kind. Oh, I have
You
to
didn't
pronounce
forget-
them.
Yep.
What
Don't forget, you have to write down where they're from too.
Oh yeah, sure.
He's going to be like, they're all from this
Their
one place.
backstory as well.
Do I need their
every-
backstories?
Yeah, we need
Detailed
every bit of
backstory. We need to know the names of
Full-on
their
life
wife
story.
and children
If they have children.
and parents.
Oh, I need their parents' names.
Well, if they don't have any
We need
children,
their
we need to
favorite
notify the
color,
next
their
of
mother,
kin.
mother's maiden name.
The Elven security number.
SSN would be
Elven
phenomenal.
security numbers. Elven social security numbers.
Mm-hmm.
These are just wonderful things that you all are placing upon me. Okay, so there you go. There's your elven names.
All right.
Yeah. So,
Theodore.
Theodore does not sound very elven.
Hey man,
Whoa.
what was that?
Somebody
Sorry, it's my
busted out their
dryer.
vibrator.
It's my dryer.
Save it for your OnlyFans, man.
Okay. All right. So, what are Phenom and Athena? What are you going to do?
So we'll go after the guy that
Okay.
I'm gonna
Did
pull
the-
out my sword in case I need it.
Okay.
I'm still stealth from the original because I haven't done anything with the bodies. So
Okay. So you're just kind of fringing around. Okay.
yeah,
So, yeah, you all would have to make a charge to see if you could grapple it to the ground as it's trying to stand
Oh,
up.
I thought I was just gonna say, do you need help?
You
To see if it was
Can-
like friend or foe.
you can. Is that what you'd like to do?
Yeah, I wanna shout, do you need help?
Okay. So,
I know the answer.
Sure. No, that is good. That is good. And the creature stops on the road and immediately looks towards you. Do perception, both of you.
Do the perception. Do it.
Sometimes this is good, sometimes this isn't.
Okay. Yeah, actually not too bad on either point. As it turns its head very, very quickly to look at you, you realize that what you're looking at is an elf. And he is wearing the same sort of clothing, but you can see that he is missing both of his eyes.
But he's alive.
He seems to be quite alive.
Yeah,
Alright,
it's like
well,
the one
since
from
he-
Robin.
yeah. Since he stopped I'm gonna, and since I'm still stealth, I'll kind of like work my way to get closer to him, so that way, just in case he runs, I can.
Can you speak
Grab him.
common?
He answers in common. And he says, yes, who are you? You and then he takes on this panicked look, and it looks as though yeah, I mean, you can see like a grimace across his face, and he looks as though he's about ready to try to run away from the sound of your voice.
Don't run. I'm here to help.
I grab him.
We're just travelers.
Can
and
you roll a diplomacy?
Oh shit! I don't know.
I'll grab him if she fails.
Okay.
Okay, so there's no diplomacy.
What is
Persuasion.
it called? Persuasion. Yeah. Use persuasion.
Yeah, this isn't gonna work very well.
Yeah. Okay.
-1. God damn.
Yeah, I told you.
She is so persuasive. So yeah, he literally turns on a heel and starts to run blindly, literally
Come on, he's got
down
such
the
a sweet
road.
voice. He should be falling
Alright,
head over
so
heels.
I grab him.
Okay, so go ahead and make your attack.
Oh, is that an attack?
Yeah.
I'll just do like a strength.
It's a grapple.
You have to grapple him. Yeah, so you have to.
What do I do? Unarmed?
No,
No, it's a strength check.
It's
or
a strength
something.
check. Yeah.
So I have to-
And then he'll get to use the dexterity to see if he can break free.
Can I try jumping on him? I want to try jumping on him too. I did athletics because I'm good at athletics. Not really, but
well,
should
Yeah.
one of them
he
get
runs
advantage
the
or
fuck away.
disadvantage for being blind?
Actually, Phenom, you would get advantage. So you would get to do it again
Okay.
because he is blind.
yeah, do better.
Do better. No.
Phenom.
Okay, so
Jesus
really,
Christ,
Phenom
my
just
dude.
pretty much falls.
Oh my!
Phenom puts his own eyes out, and damn, you guys are rolling.
Man, what in the
Damn.
fuck? Can I roll this D20 and hope?
No,
I got a 15.
it doesn't matter. It still wouldn't have beat the 17 that he got. So
I know,
I'm sorry. It's very sad and all.
bruh.
Bruh.
Well, he runs.
The struggle is real. So yes, he is.
Does anyone have like Ebola or something we can throw around his ankles?
Well, that's a good question. I don't think so. Hold on.
Well, hold on. There's 5 dead bodies, right?
Yes.
So I'm assuming he wasn't with these 5 because when he gave me the names of his compatriots, he only said the 5.
I have
So
rope.
I would suggest you guys leave that other one the fuck alone because it very well may be a trap.
You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you're not really
I
paying
can hear
attention
you
to
guys
what's
yelling,
happening.
scuffling. I rolled a nat 20, bitch.
Oh wait, do I have rope?
I have rope.
Is there
50
soap on the
feet.
rope?
Ooh, I have rope too. Can we lasso it and see if we can lasso him?
Sure. Do you have a skill in lassoing, I suppose?
Which one of you is the cowboy?
Um,
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
I would say it's an athletics check.
yeah.
I can do athletics again.
Yeah, I would say so.
+6, baby. All right. Wow. Okay.
Okay, Athena, you were actually able to rope this elf.
Poor fellow.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Okay, and so you, you're able to pull him to the ground, and you can subdue him in, I guess, or wrap him in.
Yeehaw.
So
Okay,
so let me get back to.
So I'm gonna tell Fennel to keep a watch out in case anything's chasing him,
Okay, very good.
and then I'm gonna pull him over so that we can question him about what's going on.
Okay, Nathanius, what are you doing at this time? Oh, that's right. You're helping Apton
He's
with
translating.
translation.
It's translating.
Very good. So let's go back to the translation. So what else do you need?
What was your mission?
Okay. He says in Elvish, we were supposed to find the missing rangers.
I guess the only
We turned
thing
into more missing rangers.
a missing
Well, no,
ranger.
you have like one more question, I think. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really need to ask him.
What is the average velocity?
And then made him swallow.
Who did you all worship?
Who do they worship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, let me rephrase this.
Try to
let me-
convert them or
let me rephrase
something?
this. Let me rephrase this. Would you be all right with being buried under the prayers of Cord? Are they going to be upset if I pray over their bodies with Cord and bless?
Probably not. It's not like
I just want to make sure. I'm trying to ask for
They
permission.
were hung. They'll get what they get.
wow.
It's just like,
Okay,
you know,
well, that was special.
You don't just pour your tea down somebody's throat. You have to ask them if they'd like some tea.
Well, usually Cord is not a elvish deity. There are elvish deities that would probably be more apt. Alana would be one. She is the goddess of the forest. There is, I think it's Corella Lotharian. He is also probably the primary or chief elvish god. So
Okay, I'm going to do that one.
yeah, I think it would probably be wiser to use either of those. Alana is, like I said, another one because she is the forest goddess. But it's really your call.
Okay, well, I'm going to use the primary one you said,
Okay.
and I'm going to pray over them and ask Cord to reach out to their god to bless them bless them in the afterlife.
Okay. Very good. Very nice. Okay. So, once you are finished with the last question, you see the pale blue light behind its eyes slowly fade from view, and the body once again rests.
All right.
Okay.
My God, a ranger.
So right now you have this ranger hogtied on the road and hogtied on the path, and yeah, you can see that the vitreous humor of his once probably stunning eyes is all but leaked out of the sockets, and he lies there defeated, waiting for whatever demise is in store for him.
Now, I told you we weren't going to hurt you. We want to know what happened.
Okay, so he says he speaks common, and he says, 2 weeks ago we were beset upon. Warlocks and a necromancer came through here. They were looking for, and you can see his lips are like really badly parched, and it's literally like he's croaking these words out. And he seems very dehydrated.
Do you have any water we can give him?
I'll go ahead and open my flask and allow him to drink from it. And
Okay.
also, while I guess I will give him liquid since he's hogtied.
Yeah, you're
And
gonna
then
have.
I will,
Yeah, he can't drink him. He can't drink it himself.
It's slowly going to turn into a waterboarding if I don't do this right.
God.
And then I'll also wipe his brow with the handkerchief.
Oh, okay, very good. All right, so as you do so, you want to go ahead and roll and see how much you're able to restore to him.
Is 1d6 plus my level?
It is.
Sweet. What level am I? 7.
Should be 7. Very nice. Okay, very good. All right, so yeah, you were able to restore 13 hit points to this poor elf, and the water immediately helps not just restore his abilities to speak better, but you can see that he is actually calmer for it. Realizing that even though he cannot see you, the generosity and kindness that you have bestowed upon him obviously has given him pause to think that he is maybe no longer in danger.
Even though he's hogtied.
Even though he's hogtied on the path. Yeah.
Who are forcing our generosity on him, but it's generosity.
Take our water.
Yeah, we love you so much that we want to hogtie you and force feed you and heal you. It's what we do here. Alrighty. Okay. So, yeah, he continues on with his story. And he said that this, is 2 weeks. And you're thinking, it's like these bodies that have been hanging in the tree haven't been here for more than 3 days. So he says...
He's been running around for 2 weeks. Blind.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think...
He's probably...
He escaped from wherever he was.
Right.
He might be the missing ones that these guys were sent to go find.
Can you zoom in on the map and show us where we are?
Sure, I could do that for you. You guys are actually like right here in this area. You are so close to the border of the Velvet Empire.
Okay. I'm going to suggest to everybody that it's great that we have this person, that we're able to help them, but we need to grab them and move and try to get closer to the Velvet Empire before whatever did this to them does this to all of us. Because I don't know about y'all, but I'm on my last bit of spoogly goo.
Is there like a town at the Velvet Empire that we're going to be going to?
No, actually, you are heading to the mountainous lair of the Velvet Queen herself.
How far into the Velvet Empire is that?
Right here.
I'm assuming we can at least get, once we're through and in the Velvet Empire area, there's got to be like something town-wise, like that little green dot towards the bottom right.
Green dot towards the bottom right.
Yeah, right there.
Right
Up
here?
a little bit. Right there. Yeah, is that a town?
No, that's
Up a little.
No, that's not. Right here is the mountainous lair of the queen.
Oh, I didn't know what the green thing was. So
that is the deep. I think it's the Deep Stew River or Deep Stew River. I can't see that. Or Deep Stew.
Oh, I feel we'd probably be safer once we cross the border, regardless, because maybe they're less likely to trespass on the Velvet Queen's land.
Okay.
So
I'm going to ask him if he minds traveling with us and we can hear more of his story.
hey, blind guy who's out here partially dead, you mind coming with us?
He
Well,
doesn't.
I'll untie him if he doesn't run away.
He readily accepts your aid, and being that he is completely in your care at this point in time, he doesn't really he doesn't have a lot of options. So he readily accepts your offer. If anybody can roll a heal check or medicine, I think it's a heal check.
For what?
Well, you want to probably wrap him, his eye, the eye sockets and stuff like that, because he's still kind of oozing. Medicine.
Sure.
Yeah. So between Phenom and Athena, you all are able to sort of pack the sockets and wrap his head so that he is no longer. And you were also able to clean his wounds a little bit. Using what you had to do so.
Speaking of healing, have y'all healed at all from the fight before?
Nope.
You guys have been like a ragtag, just crazies, just so.
I'll tap.
Because we woke up and fought right away. So
Yeah, you all rolled out of the sack, did a
we
force
decided
march.
to
Yeah.
go somewhere before
I'm gonna tap
stumbling.
Athena and Athena's heads with the So Athena gets 11. Athenius gets 8.
Okay. So,
I have a spell, I think, too. Hold on.
so the elf is, as you're wrapping him, he's sitting there talking to you, and he introduces himself as Voron, Voron, and he is a Queen's Ranger.
Or which queen?
That would be
No. Probably an elvish queen,
yeah. It's you
not a
all
witch.
yeah Queen Zon. You all met Queen Zon.
Is that the one in the town that we messed
Yeah,
up in?
in Amarillo. Yeah.
Captain Real.
Soon to be Captain Real. Okay.
Well, we're not going to tell him about what we did in Amarillo.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't want to, even though there's not much he could probably do about it. Okay, so you take him with you, and make your way further north. Are you all going to? By the time that you've got to this part, you probably are getting closer and closer to like early evening. You've had a pretty good walk, and you've seen a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
been
I'm
a
cool
long
with-
time.
I'm cool with us finding a place to rest. But
I just want it to be safe.
I just want to make sure it's in a place that's a little bit on the safer side.
Okay,
Not right near guys that were hung up and
right. You will probably be able to.
eyes gouged.
You will probably be able to travel at least another hour before it starts getting to a point where you wouldn't. It may not be safe.
Okay.
Okay, so very good. Alrighty. Are you doing anything specifically special for the dead elves, or are you just leaving them laying along the path?
I'm going to lay them up against a tree.
Okay.
Like if they fell asleep and, try to position their heads and stuff and
Yeah.
lay some leaves around them and
Okay.
do the little prairie thing.
Okay. Very good. That's extremely noble and yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so you all continue on about an hour, and just as you had noticed before, is that this part of the forest is just so absolutely devoid of noise and sound. It is like it almost has a feeling that it is unnatural, that it's magical. This is a magical type of silence. And it's very unnerving, and you become actually a little bit paranoid and jumpy anytime you hear like the slightest sound in the forest. So you continue until you find a clearing not too far away off the path. As you're getting closer and closer to the Velvet Empire, you've been noticing that the canopy is getting a little bit lighter. It's not completely open. You don't have gaps, but it is getting lighter. The foliage.
Okay.
Okay. So you're able to find a little clearing about 30 yards off of the path. And it looks as though somebody else had already made a camp here at some time in the past. But the ashes of the camp were scattered, and it looks as though it has not been used in a very, very long time. Okay.
Maybe it's safe.
I'm sorry?
So maybe it's safe?
Okay.
Check around.
said
Yeah,
may-
perception.
Maybe
She
it's
said
safe.
maybe it's safe.
Maybe.
Do
You're
we want to set camp here?
I mean, this is probably as good a place as any, and it's kind of already sort of set up for us.
Or... All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna make sure it's safe.
Yeah. It's clear Venom, you're looking around, you're noticing that it's actually a nice little cleared spot. The trees that are that are near you don't pose a hazard of like a branch breaking loose and killing somebody in their sleep. It looks as though it's a pretty safe spot.
Okay.
Okay. Perception checks.
On top of the one that I made.
Yeah, as you are setting up your camp.
Perceptive. Be
Oh,
perceptive. Suck my
Thank
butt.
God, I'm a lot more perceptive that time.
Okay, yeah, so all of you have noticed that in the silence, you realize that it feels as though the breeze has returned, but it is in the form of a downdraft. And overhead, you can see dark, ominous clouds are gathering to the north.
They're gonna storm again.
Well, we better make sure the camp
Tents
is
are good.
raised. Yeah.
Okay.
No holes.
Yeah. So you get out the oiled tarps and you lay them across your tents and try to get ready for what you can only imagine will be probably a pretty ferocious storm.
Only we had Hermes's storm shield, umbrella box.
That's right. I don't think you guys actually took that from Armos, did you?
Nope.
Yeah.
You
Nope,
think
we didn't think
you would've
about
given
it.
to us,
You
but
didn't think about it. Oh, well.
Oof.
And he didn't offer it.
Okay.
He didn't say, you guys are going out in the storm. Here, you might need this.
Okay, so yeah, you pick up your pace and you're able to get your tents up just as the first drops of rain and as the purplish streaks of lightning shoot from cloud to cloud and literally shake the land with the thunder that it creates. You prepare for a long and probably sleepless night.
I'm gonna have to set up watch because
Yeah, you're gonna have to
I'm
set
a
up
little
watch.
nervous.
Yeah. So go ahead and set up your watches.
Well, we need Apton to
last.
have all his spells, so probably want him to sleep. I either have his watch first or last, but we should probably have him as last just in case.
Yeah.
So I think we'll do the same. Nathaniel, you should be first. I'll be second,
Third.
and then Apton last.
Well, remember, Nathanios only needs to meditate for 4 hours,
So
so
I
he
wanna
can
have him-
sleep for. You could actually have him take, because everybody's gonna be sleeping for 6. He could actually take a little bit. He could be up with both of you for a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. So so who's on first watch?
You?
Okay, Nathaniel's. Okay.
Who's on first?
So
Yeah,
Nathanios, you're keeping watch, trying to keep dry, and every once in a while you can see the lightning lighting the ground under the tents and things like that. Are you going to actually go outside and sort of skulk around, or are you just going to try to stay and watch from the safety of the tents?
Let's go outside and take a look around.
Okay, very good. Being that you're in an actual clearing, the sky above you is accessible. I mean, you can actually see the clouds and the storm, and while you can see the flashes of light every once in a while, you imagine that you see shapes in the forest to the north of you, just probably about 50 yards away. Can you make a perception check with advantage? So you get to roll it twice.
I don't know what you mean by with advantage.
That means you get to roll it twice, and you take the higher score. Huh. Well,
Wow, okay.
No, I'll
Yeah.
so
Why
you,
did we have him be the first watch? God damn it, bro. What the fuck?
so you really don't think much about it because you're thinking that the lightning is just playing tricks with your eyes, and the flashes of light are throwing shadows into the forest. So you do not notice anything of any great. How long was your watch? 2 hours?
I think he's gonna stay up.
Oh, you're staying up for like
Yeah.
4 or
'Cause he only
something?
needs 4 hours. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's an elf, so it works out. Okay, so yeah, you are able to skulk around out there, but you really don't see anything. You the storm is really keeping other creatures probably under cover. You get a little bit wet, but it's not like anything that really bothers you. And then at the end of your watch, you head back to the comfort of the low fire that is burning in the center of your encampment. Okay, who's next?
I'm up.
Okay. What are you going to actually be doing on your watch?
Well, I was actually gonna do the same. I was gonna go out, kind of look around, just to make sure that we're all safe around, even before the whole figures thing.
Okay, cool. All right, I would like for you to make a perception check.
Do I have advantage?
Yes, you do have advantage. Much better.
Okay, and there we go.
Okay, yeah, so...
Oh, okay. Why did it go? Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. The 16 was your first roll, and that works. You step out the tent, and you immediately look off to the north, and you swear that you've seen at least 2 people standing at the wood line watching your camp.
All right.
I mean,
So I see that, and I go,
yes. They do not seem to be moving, but they definitely seem to be watching.
okay. And so I tell Nathanios.
So you wake up Nathanios?
I go, well, 'cause he's whatever. Yeah. So
yeah.
I'll wake him up. I tell him this, but I go into his tent, and then I tell him very quietly, and I stealth.
Okay,
That
go
way
ahead.
I'm in the tent. That way they're not seeing me just kind of disappear.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it doesn't do well. You have a feeling you're even cognizant of your own like failure on this. It's like, oh, I could have done much better. Okay. So you have a feeling that it was not meant to be.
So then I tell Nathanios to do the same and then try to see.
Okay.
Rob.
So Nathanios, are you going to
roll stealth?
Yeah, and see if you can. Okay, a little better. All right, so Nathanios, you were able to once again slip out of the tent, but you slip out of the tent unseen. There's no trace of you coming or going.
Yeah, I pretend as if like I'm not really paying attention. I'm just kind of looking around.
Okay. He's already make a perception check with advantage. Again.
Both of us, or just him?
Both of us, or just
no, just
me?
you. Just you, Nathanios. Okay. So the 12 helps. Once you step out, you immediately realize that the shadows that you were looking at before are definitely not shadows. But you also realize that the way that you came out of the tent, you came out to the side and actually into the tree line behind the tents to the south, and you were able to move without being seen. So what would you like to do?
I'm going to try to sneak up behind said shadows.
Okay, cool. All right, so you take your time to pick your way around the encampment site, sticking to the wood line. And I need you, as you get closer, to make one more stealth check with advantage, because you your sound is being covered by the thunder. And actually, you actually are using the thunder. Holy shit! Okay,
Rob,
so
thank you so much.
God, I still need to make another one.
Roll the second
no,
one.
yeah,
I'm
you
pretty
can
sure
if you
the first
want,
one will
but
be.
that's oh
All right,
jeez,
yeah, you're fucking good.
you're gold, dude. Okay, so you actually are able to get within striking distance of one of them. You are literally behind them at this point in time, and you could easily deliver a sneak attack on one.
What
But let me.
what does it look like?
Okay, they look to be human. Both of them are wearing leather armor. They have sort of they have cloaks on, and they have bows, but the bows are not readied. They are strung across the back, and they have quivers. They are talking to each other in Elvish. So you can listen in on their conversation, or you can do something, whatever you decide to do.
And I do sleight of hand to see if they have like, I don't know, see if they're I pull out any documents or some shit.
See if okay, so you're trying to pick something off of them that
Actually,
may be.
you know what? I'll listen in on the conversation.
Okay. All right, so you're hanging out there listening to their conversation, and you can hear them talking about. At first, they're talking about home, and they're just talking about what they're going to do when they go home on leave. They are just it's very elvish in its conversation. It's not formal, but it's like definitely colleagues who are working together who may not be one may be a superior and the other one's an inferior. So it's not like they're kidding around and palling around. It's professional. Then you see one of them is saying, so one asked, do you happen to know how long until dawn so that we can approach them? And you see the one that seems to be in charge reach into a pouch. And as he does so, he brings forth a stone that is about the size of your palm. And make an Arcana check on that.
The moon dial?
No. Okay.
You don't know what.
You're not really too sure what it is, but it looks shiny, and you really want it.
All right, well, 20 for sleight of hand.
Let's tell the rogue.
Okay, so
You steal it out of his hand.
he looks at it, and he says it looks as though they still have at least another good 5 hours until the sun rises. And as he goes to put it back in his pocket, you are literally right there as he puts it in his pocket, and it's now in your hand. And you're like just smiling, in the darkness. And so what are you going to do? Oh my God, that was beautiful, dude.
Obviously, I put the stone in my pocket or bag or whatnot.
Okay.
Bag of holding that we still don't know about.
I am going to do something incredibly stupid that's going to get me killed, but I think it's going to be incredibly worth it.
Okay.
Oh, no.
What do I have to roll to put my blade up to the superior's neck?
You
Kind of like hold him hostage.
actually, I would say that you will have to make a. It will probably be a sneak attack, because what you're trying to do is you're going to make an attack on him, but I guess you're going to put him in sort of like a hold.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's do that. Go ahead and make your sneak attack.
This is how the party dies. This
And of course,
is how the party dies.
he'll also be flat-footed. So, yeah, go ahead and see what you do.
This is the way the party dies early
Jesus
in the
Christ.
morning.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Okay,
This
so
man-
as you reach around to grab a hold of him, you see him bring his hand back, grab your wrist, and he flips you over into the mud in front of him. And now both of their blades are at your neck.
Okay, I
I look
this.
around.
I see this and I pull my bow out.
Okay, so yeah, you see him flip over and into the mud, and you see the shining of elvish steel as the lightning flashes from cloud to cloud, illuminating the clearing. And you're like, oh no, this isn't good. And so you, Nathanios, the one in charge looks down at you, and he says, "Ah, strange elf, where did you come from?"
Is it deception if I want to act drunk?
Yes.
Oh my god! I don't know what you
Okay, so go ahead and play this out. Because I
I'm
got
not
Role play,
drunk,
Rob.
you
Role
are.
play. Role play, Rob. Role play.
Let's role play this out.
Hey, save it for your OnlyFans.
Oh my
I guess their
god.
blades are still at my neck.
Yes.
So I look around, my eyes are kind of like, I
Glaze.
guess, rolling around in my skull or something like that.
Yeah.
And I look up and I said, this isn't where I put my rum.
Why is the rum always gone?
Okay. Let's see how you do with that. Let's see if they buy it. They
I hope they all both
They
crit.
roll insights.
yeah.
crits.
So
I want them to
we're gonna
succeed.
roll 2 insights here. Let's see how we do. No, that ain't gonna make it, and that's definitely isn't gonna make it.
They think you're fucking just.
So
plastered.
they're looking at you going, and you see them draw back their blades and look at you and said, "Sir, why are you out here in this storm? Where did you come from?"
You're from the storm.
I can see it now.
Fire.
Storm? What storm? Ah,
Stop doing that with your eyes.
can't help it. It's fun. So I guess still acting drunk. Do I have to roll again, or can I
No,
just
no,
keep going?
no. You've sold them
believe
all. They believe you're effed up, but you need to really play this up right now.
Fuck.
You didn't
I
think
didn't
it?
think I was gonna make it this far.
All right. Well, while they're dealing with him, I decide to try stealthing again.
Okay.
Get closer,
Okay.
please, for the love of God.
No. Okay, so you start to make your way out after watching this, and I need you to make an acrobatics check.
Oh, please, for the love of God.
Flip, fall, and busted.
Oh,
Yeah,
bro,
okay.
what are my rolls today?
So the rain has been pretty bad here, and so as you step out, you lose your footing and slip and fall on your back, making a splash, and also drawing the attention of the elven soldiers to the north of you.
Awesome. So now Rob can run.
I don't think Rob's running anywhere.
Are they still fixated on me?
Oh yeah.
No,
Well,
Oh.
they look up
Is there
very
two
briefly to see the dwarf floundering in the mud puddle outside of the tent, which you can't see, but you heard it, and you're thinking, "Huh, that didn't sound good."
oh, jeez.
Did it give me enough time to stealth?
I need everybody else in the tent to roll perception to see
I don't know
if
if I
you're.
want to
Well, they're
succeed on this
asleep.
or not.
You don't want to
They're
succeed on this.
asleep. They're asleep though.
You succeeded.
Well, you fell and busted your ass so hard
Okay,
it
so-
woke me up.
Athena.
Nope, I'm asleep.
Athena's asleep, but Apton is like, "What in God's name was that noise?" And so as you turn in your sleeping bag and look out between the flaps of the tent, you see Phenom struggling to right himself in this mud puddle. But further away, you see the glint of steel flashing in the lights of the storm above you, and you have no idea what's happening.
You said my mace glows, right?
Your mace glows in.
Does it glow? Because it got blessed or something by Cord? Or did it just give it a buff?
I think it was a buff.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then
Of course.
I will
Yeah.
then I guess get up out of my sleeping bag and use thermal-magic-energy.
Thaumaturgy, yes.
Yep. I'm gonna make you say it every time.
Of course.
I'm gonna make my voice boom and go, who is out here making such a racket?
Okay, very
Me.
good.
Come forth. I'm gonna say come forth. I'm gonna go come forth from outside the weather. I'm gonna assume that since they're holding him, you said I see them holding him down, right?
You just see the glint.
You just see the
steel.
glint
Oh.
of metal in the
Well, then I'm
in the
gonna do
lightning.
that anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't know that they're.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna do that anyways because I figure I'd rather make them come to me than me go out there.
Okay.
So
We all have our own
booming
tents.
sound.
Yeah, you all have your own tents, but you put an oilcloth, an oil tarp above all of these tents. You have it suspended from the trees, like trees nearby,
Okay.
so that you can actually keep the rain off of your tents and keep your area relatively dry, so you can have a small fire between the tents.
Do I hear him?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
everybody.
You don't have an option at this point in time to
So
sleep
I have
through
to wake
this.
up now.
Yeah, you have to wake
Yeah.
up.
Has it been enough time for me to get everything back?
It's been about 2.5 hours.
Been about 2.5 hours. So that would be a short. I think that's more like a short rest, isn't
Short
it?
rest, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to sleep for 6 hours, and you can take watch for 2. But anything other than that, you are considered out of a long rest period.
Nathanios, make a perception check.
Oh fuck, I'm screwed. I gotta find it.
Starts with a P.
No, I'm not screwed.
Okay,
What
so
is his rolls?
So as you're looking up at your at the two elves, you realize that the cloaks that they are wearing have a pin that keeps it tied close, and the shape of the pendant is that of a dragon.
Do I know what that seal is, or
You can make an intelligence check.
All right, what
Crit fail, crit fail, crit fail, crit fail, crit fail.
just regular intelligence?
Just
Yeah.
intelligence, yeah.
Oh, god
Fuck
damn
you.
it.
What the fuck are your rolls, man?
So
I guess
So Robert gets a natural
Natural
20. Okay, so Robert, you realize that what you're looking at are probably the Queen's Rangers of the Velvet Queen herself. You kind of take stock of what you're able to piece together here, and you realize that this may actually be the border to the Velvet Empire that you've actually crossed over.
Is it gonna be like anything like crossing over into like the U.S. border? Do I have to show them my passport?
No, probably not, but they will probably be looking for documentation.
I'm
gotta get those documents.
guessing I can't stealth my way out of this.
No.
That ship done sailed.
Yeah,
but
that ship sailed a long time.
Okay. Can I persuade them to put their blades down?
You can give it a try. Jesus, Robert. Okay, so what are you telling them that will persuade them to lower their blades?
I'm going to say that, and very drunkenly, by the way, um,
Of course.
that I am friendly and mean no harm, and that they should put their blades away.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, I'm going to do the Captain Kirk thing.
Oh no. Okay, if I lose followers because of that, so help me God, Robert. I'm gonna
Putting you up for adoption.
the
It's a
captain.
little late for that.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
Like, it's like, yeah.
Well, you already did it. I don't blame you.
Okay, so yeah, they lower their blades as they hear this booming sound coming from across the clearing, asking for them to step out and to show themselves from the storm. And they look down at you, Nathanios, and the one in charge says, "Well, unfortunately, my drunken friend, this is as far as we can go. Welcome to the Velvet Empire." And that, folks, is where we are going to stop for the evening.
I'm
They
slipping
don't
in
have
mud.
red velvet cake.
Red velvet cake. No. Okay. So what'd you guys think?
Are we like just before the Velvet Empire thing?
You
We're right on the border.
okay?
Rob has now crossed.
Robert has crossed into the Velvet Empire.
But we are not, and they can't come to us.
That's
They
right.
can't come past. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Robert is in the Velvet Empire.
And I'm currently slipping in mud.
Yes. Very good,
And I am
guys.
begrudgingly getting out of bed.
Yeah. So, did you guys have a good time?
Mm-hmm.
My roll sucked.
It also makes it more entertaining.
I know. Like,
It's very amusing. It's like he gets the rules that he needs to make suck, but the rules that he doesn't need to make, he's really good at.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Well,
darn.
you got Nathanios fucking just rolling 27 for fucking drunkenness.
I think I did it.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. I have to say that your rolls were definitely on point this evening.
Also rolled a 27 for stealth.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean, how can you beat something like that? That would be pretty rough.
And I roll 8s.
Yeah. That does seem to be your go-to number.
But you know what? It fits a dwarf. It really does.
Oh my gosh. That was great. All righty. Well, good. I'm glad you all had a good time. I had a great time running this session. I think it was very successful. And I am just so thrilled that you all have gotten to this point. And I was just waiting for Robert to do something strange. But I am glad that you made your drunk roll. That was good. That was pretty sweet.
Just
I loved
thought,
it.
what would Johnny Depp do?
What would Johnny Depp do? This isn't where I have my rum. Exactly. So, all right, folks. Well, thank you all very much for once again showing up and watching our Dungeons and Dragons homebrew campaign stream. I'm your Dungeon Master, Brian Anderson, one last time. Joined once again by all of our wonderful friends, Shane, Christy, Rob, and Max, who have been our intrepid adventurers this evening. A big thank you once again goes out to Anna B. Meyer for these wonderful maps. I would like to also thank several of you who are in the chat this evening. And we are right now sending out tons of shout outs. Thank you, Shane, also known as Rishiku, for taking on the mantle of a moderator this evening to make sure that all of our friends in chat are recognized for their attendance. It's not like we take attendance here, even though I do work for a school. I'm not that type of
I do.
person. But you do.
I have a list and I'm checking it off on who's been participating and not.
Okay.
Santa?
Yeah, he's
Ho ho ho, motherfucker.
he's the necromancy Santa.
What's the name of it? Shit,
What is it?
shit.
Thaumaturgy or
Thaumaturgy?
No. The Krampus. I'm Krampus.
You're the Okay, you're Krampus. I love it. Okay, that's good. Alrighty. So again, thank you all very much for coming. Join us again next Sunday evening at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, wait, that's Halloween. Are we doing Halloween? Or are we busy? I think we're going to be busy, aren't we?
I know we're going to be trying to do Phasmo.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay, then you know what? Then we're going to make a command decision, and I'm going to say that we will not be actually playing D&D next Sunday. Because I know there's going to be a ton of people playing Phasmophobia. Most likely I will be one of them. Probably everybody here on the stream will be playing Phasmo. So mark your calendars. And make sure that you do not check in for Dungeons & Dragons, but definitely check in for Phasmophobia. I'm probably saying that everybody who has a channel here, I know Rishiku is definitely going to be streaming. I will probably be streaming. Max, who is Infernal Phenom, is probably also going to be streaming. So catch us for all types of hijinks and possible player deaths in Phasmophobia. But we will catch you.
D&D,
not D&D. Yes, we're not going to be killing anybody next week in D&D. I hope.
maybe.
Okay.
I hope.
Okay. Well,
As Rob is still at 11 HP.
All right, guys. So have a great week, and we hope to catch you sometime this week on several of our streams. Guys, do you all have anything you'd like to say in part?
This episode was sponsored by Improv. Be good at it or die trying.
Exactly. Night all.
Make good choices.
Video is also sponsored by Please Roll Well.
Nah, we don't accept that shit here.
Well, have a good night.
Later.
Everybody leave.